Okay, wait, I don't think my tripods are high enough, guys.
Yeah, you must do like mine, just tilt it, man.
But it gets my good angle here.
Yeah, away from the ear.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, that's what man.
So look at this.
Adjustment.
Look, can I start, guys?
Yep,
You guys
go for it.
okay.
I'm good.
Look, just, I mean, as you said, you've been away for a long time. How frustrating is all that been for you? I mean, your guy likes to do your talking on the field.
Yeah, I prefer talking on the field, but you know, it's part of life. Brendan, you can only work as hard as you can work, and it goes from there. I think obviously I'm so excited to get back whenever that is. I'm working really hard to get back on the field, and hopefully if Rassie picks me again, I can you know, show what I still have. So it's going to be, but you know, it's part of the process, it's part of the game. Injuries is part of the game. Sometimes you're just a bit worse off with them, and I think my luck in the last 2 years hasn't been great. But like I said, you can take it day by day, work as hard as you can, and see where it goes.
When are you expected to be back? When are you hoping to be back?
It's difficult to say. I'm hoping to be back as soon as I can, but I'm talking to the medical staff every day. It's a tricky one. I've started my rehab properly now. I was in a sling for about 6 weeks for the shoulder. Started rehab properly now. We'll see how it goes. We take it week for week, you know, see how well it goes. Hoping to be on the field sooner than later.
How devastated were you to miss out on last year? Simply because, I mean,
What happened last year?
back-to-back world champion doesn't sound the same as just the wins.
Yeah, it was disappointing, you know, being part of the group, you know, for a long time and building towards the World Cup. But like I mentioned, you know, it's part of life. There's nothing you can do. Illness and injury is part of the job. I was just actually, the positive point about it is you get to see how much it means to the people, to the public, because you know, at the box you're in a bit of a bubble. And being at home during that World Cup, and you know, going to the supermarket and just seeing what it means to people, just gave me extra motivation to still be part of the box, hopefully in the future, and just, you know, adding value to the brand and what it means to people in South Africa. It was crazy to see.
That you were a young upstart in 2015, coming into the team and obviously cementing yourself there with a bunch of older guys like Victor Matfield and those guys. You see the same thing happening now. Just how does it feel to be on the older end of the spectrum?
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, I haven't been actually part of it where the young guys have started to come in, but it's great, you know, to see the amount of young talent we have and guys coming in, and you know, actually we not just winning but dominating away from home. It's difficult to do. I know people say Australia maybe also in a rebuilding phase, but you know, to go out there and win with a bonus point away from home in Test rugby is difficult. And to see the youngsters step in, and it's a great way. It's the only way they're going to learn. You know, those young guys are so talented, is to be in those big situations, play in those big occasions, and learn from there. You have to learn the hard way in rugby. That's unfortunately the way it is.
Do you think the All Blacks have lost a bit of a step, losing Brody and Sam in one fell go? I mean, and if Scott Barrett's not fit, then they've got a pretty young lock pairing.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you look at the rest of their team, it's pretty stacked. You know, I think every country in some position has a bit of a rebuilding phase. Theirs is just lock, and lock is a pretty important position. If you look at set piece, you know, you're even in the scrum, especially line-out time. But I must say, those two locks there, they stood up well in that second test against Argentina. They played really well. It's going to be a very good test to see them against the likes of Eben and RG and all the guys we have on South African soil. I'm looking forward to see that battle. And I think for them it's going to be a great test for the New Zealanders. I think Scott Robinson will get a lot of answers about his team, you know, post touring to South Africa and playing the box twice.
Just going back to dominance, I was talking to one of the silver medalists at the Olympics, the youngster Bayanda, and he was talking about how he was inspired by Akani and the Springboks.
Yeah.
And that was what led to him also achieving that with Team South Africa. What do you think of what you guys have created and continue to do on the world stage, inspiring others?
Yeah, I think Faf mentioned it previously. You know, the most important thing in professional sport is to win. That's unfortunately just the way it is. You're not going to inspire people if you don't win. Luckily enough, we are in a position where we can, you know, win, inspire people, and still, you know, what can you say, almost like experiment a bit with the team and bringing youngsters and bleed them in So I think we're in a very fortunate position, and hopefully we can continue to inspire youngsters, you know, throughout the country. It doesn't matter what sport they do, they can see that the South African team is the best in the world in something, and I think that means a lot.
Lood, Eben is, if he plays all of the rest of the rugby championship, he'll break the record as the most capped Springbok ever. A few words on his journey and his impact on the team and what he means to the team.
No, it's massive. You know, the first thing he brings, he doesn't bring a lot of words. The first thing you look at when you look at Eben is his work ethic off the field, especially how professional he is, how he recovers, how hard he works in the gym. And I think for any youngster coming into the group, there's no better example than Eben that what it epitomizes Bok rugby and what it is to be a Springbok. And I really hope he does break the record. He really deserves it. He's a champion of a man, and he's a great team guy and a great example to youngsters coming through.
Lekker, dankie Lood.
Thank you.